Do you want to buy a set and just get the best pieces out of it, and in much higher quantities than you normally would? And on top of that, you don't have to worry about all those boring pieces that you have no interest in? Does that sound pretty good to you? Well, here is exactly how you can. In this episode of Behind the Build, we'll be talking about a fun activity that you can do with your local LUG or LEGO friend group, and that is a parts draft. A parts draft is an activity where a small or large group of people purchase an agreed upon set. This set is then opened, sorted, and separated into different piles of the same part. A random order of participants is then chosen, and you take turns picking from the piles of individual parts that you're interested in. Depending on attendance levels and interest, usually the groups can range from anywhere from 3 to 30 participants. So let me continue to explain this to you with an example, just so that everything's clear. Step 1. Find a bunch of willing participants. Step 2. Decide on the set that you want to buy, and decide how pricing will work. Step 3. Meet up and open all of your sets. Step 4. Sort the parts in the set. Step 5. Assign numbers to your group members. You can easily do this with a random number generator app, or simply pulling numbers out of a hat. Step 6. Go around the table in order of those numbers, and start picking out the parts that you want. If somebody has brought multiple sets, or they've paid a little bit of extra cash, they can, as long as it's agreed upon in the group, draw parts twice. Step 7. Keep going until every person has gone. And if you go around the whole table, then just start again. Step 8. Once each person has gone multiple times and all the parts are gone, then you're done. Step 9. Leave with your awesome bag of parts. Step 10. Celebrate, because now instead of buying one set and getting a couple of the cool parts you want and a bunch of other things you'll never use, you'll instead have heaps of that really cool part that you will use and none of the stuff that you won't use at all. Huzzah! So that's how it works. But now let's go into a little bit more detail on each of these steps and answer some questions that you still might have. There are multiple ways that you can do a parts draft. Sometimes one person may have come across multiple of one set, and they can enter all of them into the draft. Then participants pay him or her to be in on this specific draft. Or maybe each participant buys a predetermined set, and you all come together to draft that specific set. This way the pricing is covered and you don't have to pay anyone back. Once you've determined who wants to participate in the draft, you can then set a price for the draft so that they can buy in. Usually the pricing involves however much the LEGO set cost divided by the number of participants. For example, by the time the draft ends, you should have pieces that roughly equal the price you paid for the set that was put into the draft. So let's say 10 people split up 2 sets that cost $50. Your buy-in to enter the draft would be $10. So you should walk away with $10 worth of pieces. Or if every participant brought a LEGO set that cost about $40, then you should walk away with roughly $40 worth of parts. And again, the best thing about a parts draft is that you walk away with multiple of the coolest part in that set, because you've bought multiple of that set. If you'd only bought one of that set, then you'd only get one of that really cool part. But through buying multiple parts and doing the parts draft, you can get multiple of that really cool and exclusive part. On average, sets that are put into a parts draft can be anywhere from sort of $20 to $40, or you can even put much larger sets in there too if you're willing to go big and spend a little bit more money. The set that you put in can simply be decided by the individual running the parts draft, or you could simply put up a poll on a Facebook group and decide that way. Heck, you could even organize your next draft months in advance, and doing so you could take advantage of sales or clearances or discounts at your local shops, and then you could purchase larger quantities of sets and then offer a buy-in to members or friends who want to participate in the parts draft. So how exactly do you sort the parts? Well, before you begin drafting, decide as a group how you want to split up the pieces. Maybe by specific part, or you could choose to sort by color, or maybe function of a specific element. Maybe you want to sort by the monetary value of each element, or maybe by type of unique element. Make sure to stay flexible regarding this method. You'll most likely need to change how lots are divided because of conflicting interests or other people's plans or things that they want to build in future in the parts that they're specifically looking for. A good example is the minifigures in a set. They're usually what costs the most in any given set, and this may cause some problems if they're just kind of bunched up together and one person gets all of them. A good way to address this is to assemble the minifigures and split them between each member. Or you could simply put all the figures together in one larger lot and somebody picks that lot, if that's what you agreed on. The draft may get competitive depending on the pieces that are available, but as long as you're clear and transparent about any issues or problems, it's easy to talk past these issues if problems do arise. But heck, you're all friends here, you should be fine. Of course, some sets do have more unique and interesting elements, like maybe animals, or food items, or stickers, tires, all sorts of other things. Be sure to just talk with everyone in the group and divide these up in the best way that's possible. And if one part maybe has a much larger quantity than others, You can also divide this into 2 different lots, and then this way this can be split across multiple people who are doing the draft itself. Parts drafting is great fun, and it's a great way to get higher quantities of LEGO pieces that you want. And it's a great way to bond with friends too, so give it a go. I'm sure you'll love it. And if you want to see some other helpful LEGO tips and advice, or you just want to learn more about how to improve your building and improve the ways that you experience LEGO as a hobby, be sure to check out the Behind the Build playlist. There are videos ranging from how to build your own LEGO Dragon MOC, to how to deal with criticism on your MOCs, or even videos about how to sort your LEGO collection, or how to build really cool LEGO landscapes. Give the playlist a watch. There'll be a link in the description if you're interested. There'll be something there for you. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next episode of Behind the Build.